What is up, everybody? My name is John Denton, also known as JD the Prophet, also known as whatever the hell else you want to call me. And yes, album reactions are back on the channel, as promised. And kicking off 2019's album reaction season is Kid Cudi's Man on the Moon. Now I've heard, I'm just looking at the track list now, I've heard Pursuit of Happiness, I've heard Day and Night, and the remix of Day and Night. I'm pretty sure that's it. It's a long album. This is going to be a bit of a slog, a bit of a long one, because these album reactions, they're hard work. I'm not going to lie to you guys, they're hard goddamn work. They take a long time to record, they take a long time to edit, but I really do think that they make for good content, and I know people out there want to see them. So, literally, first time I'm hearing this, apart from a couple of tracks, and I'll say which ones I've heard as I come to them, and we'll do them again as well, because I think that's fun. Without further ado, let's get straight in. It's Kid Cudi's Man on the Moon. I believe it's the 10-year anniversary this year, or better time to do it. Alright, let's go! Kicking off with In My Dreams, in brackets, Cudi Anthem. Alright, let's go. Headphones of truth, going on.
Yeah. Yeah. What up, you're in my dreams. I can have anything and everything. Right here in my dreams. Everything is okay.
Okay, a slow start, but fine. I've heard enough Kid Cudi to kind of understand the style of it a little bit. Obviously, he has that kind of unusual voice. I enjoy it from what I've heard, but when I first heard it, I really just thought he was singing out of tune, which he kind of is. But I could deal with that, but it becomes hypnotic, doesn't it? Even already, I can tell that. This can be a funny one to do a reaction to, but then again, so was Radio by Travis Scott, and I just kind of got lost in that, and that's the biggest video on this channel. So let's see. It's an interesting start, but less than a minute in. Let's keep it going.
Right here in my dreams.
Production is amazing. You do the depth of the strings and the synth together. It really does sound amazing. It's going to be a funny one. Like, obviously I want to pause and talk. That's kind of the nature of what I'm doing. But there are going to be some tracks I can feel already where I'm just going to let it ride. And I have to chop it up. You know how these things work. Don't want the video to be 9 hours long. And copyright is a bitch. But, yeah, I'm probably just going to have to be hypnotized by this album. That's what it's for. So I don't want to stop it too much. So forgive me if some of the stuff just gets chopped up and then I speak in between the songs. I think that's probably going to be the best way to do this. But yeah, so far, this isn't exactly a banger, but I wasn't expecting anything on here to really, truly bang. But yeah, already I'm kind of getting lulled into Cudi's world, which is where I feel like I need to be taken with this record.
Our first 10 years into the millennium, we heard a voice who was speaking to us from the underground for some time, a voice who spoke of vulnerabilities and other human emotions.
Alright, into Soundtrack to My Life. I've heard this before. I want to be honest, I definitely heard this before. I don't remember it though.
I got 99 problems and they all bitches. Wish I was Jigga Man. Carefree living, but I'm not Sean or Martin Louis. I'm the Cleveland nigga, rolling with them Brooklyn boys. Close to what I wanted, how'd you do it, mom? Huh? She copped the toys I would play with in my room by myself, while he by himself. He got two older brothers, one hood, one good. I've got some issues that nobody can see, and all of these emotions are pouring out of me. I bring them to the life.
Loath to pause it. I have heard this before, but I didn't remember, and I don't think I'd ever really listened to the verses before. So it's an awesome track. I'm getting tingles just listening to it. Let me know. I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this, but let me know anyway. This is kind of like a precursor to when this genre of music, where people are really becoming this introspective in terms of just being vulnerable. Right, there's been plenty of introspective rap and hip hop in the time I've been listening to it, and a lot of stuff about, you know, how the difficulty of the street life and all that sort of stuff, difficulty of the drug life, difficulty of the gang life, difficulty of poverty and whatever else, but little about being vulnerable and, you know, dealing with mental issues. That's already straight into what this is going about. We hear that a lot more now, and that's a very, very good and positive thing, especially when it's coming from a place of truth. I do feel there's an element of that that's packaged up and resold, as with everything, unfortunately. Whenever there becomes any hot button issue, it does seem like people just want to package up and resell it, and that's just the way the world works, and it's kind of grim, gross. But obviously I'm not getting any of that from this. he's just one of those guys that's just so captivating, you just want to listen to, and then extremely relatable.
I try to think about myself as a sacrifice, just to show the kids they ain't the only ones who up at night. The moon will illuminate my consumed by my doom. Once upon a time, nobody gave a fuck. It's all said and done, and my cock's been sucked. Cancun, where it is never sunny, the dark side of the moon. So it's more life. I try to set some light on the man. Not many people of this planet understand. I've got some issues that nobody can see, and all of these emotions are pouring out of me. I bring them to the light for you. It's only right. And I need that shit. If I never did shows, then I'd probably be a myth. If I cared about the blog, then I'd probably be a jackass. Don't give a shit what people talking about, fam. The soundtrack to my life, 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 to my life,
I gotta be honest, that middle verse got me a little bit. Like, I don't know if you could see on the camera or not, but that got me choking up a little bit. Third verse, not so much. It was more specific to him, but yeah, that spoke to me. The fact that he was so young when he wrote that and sang that speaks to the power of that song. Sometimes there's plenty of songs about emotion, about anxiety, depression, inner feelings, all that sort of stuff, and has been for years. Sometimes you just need something that on the nose. It's quite a literal song. Although that beautiful line about the dark side of the moon, and he's already called himself the man on the moon, that was stunning, to be honest. That got me a little bit. I've got to be honest with you guys. You know, I've had a tough little period internally with some of my own issues recently, and even though I've heard that song before, I think I maybe heard it once. I just recognised the synths on it, the instrumental. But yeah, that got me, man. There we go. I mean, what more can I say? We're going to move on to the next track. I can tell already. You can hear the Travis Scott influence, and just to clarify, I know that he came after, and Travis is so influenced by Cudi, and that's where his name comes from, all that sort of stuff. So don't leave it in the comments that I got it the wrong way around. But you could hear at the end of that track the Travis Scott influence. You know what I'm saying? We're just gonna go straight into Simple As now. This is a long ass album. It's gonna be a long ass video.
A B C 1 2 3 robotics. 1 2 3 try it in some. Robotics. Try it in some. Robotics.
Simple as that, feel simple as. Ask about that, pretty simple, man. I love the fame, then I hate it bad. Thinking now what I should be twittering. Why big bro take out the hot bitches? Dear God, me too, I like the hot bitches. I be the underdog all along till I'm gone. Feel simple as, simple as that. It's simple as that. It's simple as that. Feel simple as, simple as that. They try to tell me they don't get it, they don't never did. Now I be damn, I came this far to let a fool live. I gotta terminate the hate, spread the positive. Without it being whack and cheesy to the little kids.
Dude, this is a guy that I relate to this guy so much. He just seems to live in that duality, struggling with being positive, struggling with being negative, constantly in a state of dissonance, thinking two things at once. I can fucking relate, I'm sure so many other people can. It blows my mind that he wrote this so young, but I always harp on about that. I think it's just because I'm getting older. Okay, don't tell anyone. But yeah, and then production-wise, just the fact that all his tracks just seem to add extra layers and layers. It's the most harmonious combination of the stuff I love about rock music, not necessarily metal, just rock music, indie rock, and what I love about hip hop and rap already. Like we're less than 3 tracks in, I can already tell this is going to be something special. It may fall off, but considering how many people love this album and how special it is to so many people, and the fact that probably in my top 3 favourite artists that I've heard since I started this musical journey about a year ago in Travis Scott, lists Cudi is such a huge influence. He fucking named himself after it. I'm pretty confident that this is going to go on and sort of maintain this standard. So let's keep it going, dude. It's so good. It's so good already.
Long as the booty looking juicy and he's styling on him. It's simple as that. It's simple as that. It's simple as that. It's simple as. It's simple as that. It's simple as that.
As our hero seems to be dreaming in peace, a dark chapter unfolds, throwing Scott into the most eerie and unstable part of his imagination.
Okay, moving into Solo Dolo, brackets Nightmare. Does Travis sample this at the beginning of Rodeo? Question. Let me know. Is it at the beginning of the radio? Is this sampled?
Listen good, I don't have nobody but what I might feel. All the sounds of sanity. I must it feel so wrong when I try and do right. Oh, 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 soaring through paradise when I'm closing my eyes. Am I someone whom you may love or enemy? Am I speaking for you and yours or someone else? Turn, flipping the bird to the ones who figure me outcast, no, not the duo. Back to Shaker Heights with a new who. Though little brother was a strange one. Sail away.
It's haunting, dude.
Away.
This is haunting, melancholy, beautiful, unusual, difficult. Not a song that you're going to put on in a playlist, but that's not what it's for. I'm interested just looking down the track list I've got here up on Spotify, that multiple tracks have a nightmare in brackets. This one, Day and Night, which is a track I have heard, particularly the remix. Pursuit of Happiness, which is a track I've heard. There was another as well, I'm sure, Alive. Yeah, what's that all about? Let me know. I'll go and do my own research afterwards, but I love hearing... Basically, I like being guided towards different bits of research by the comment section. So please let me know, and then I'll go off and do my reading or recommend something that I should go and read beyond Genius. Yeah, and the reason I'm not geniusing too much of this is because I can hear all the lyrics, so they're fairly easy to catch. And I just want to let the album kind of wash over me this time, rather than delving into every single track and every single bar. I'll go and do that off camera afterwards, because I really enjoy doing that, and that'll give me a further understanding. I'll probably do more of his albums on this. But yeah, this is, you know, it doesn't bang anything, this track, but it's something to it. There's definitely something to it. I'm going to let the rest of it play out and then move on to the next track.
Soaring through paradise when I'm closing my eyes. I'm Mr. Solo Dolo.
Alright, into Heart of a Lion, brackets Kid Cudi theme music. Okay.
And I can't begin to think of anything that could help, but the weed is guaranteed indeed just what I need. How I feel upon a time so recent, a time made me sad when I recollect how I used to be like David and Goliath, kind of like me and the devil, trying to
Travis.
find my soul, trick me. At the end of the day, nobody ever could stop me, ever could stop me. At the end of the day, you can't regret it if you were trying. Please save a kid that needs some help, and I can't see ahead of me, so I'm
It's all over the place, this one. It's like early 80s synths, like almost French style synths in there, Jean-Michel Jarre type shit. Obviously, kind of 808y Kanye. I know that he's influenced by Cudi, right? Or they brought him on, or I let me know. I know it's something to do with that. And then, yeah, just a nice flow, which sounds like Travis. There's a lot going on here. There's a lot going on. I love the name of the song as well, Heart of a Lion. You know, that's something that I try and tell myself. You know, I feel like I'll be honest, dude, I feel like I have the heart of a lion because I know what struggles I go through a lot, and I keep fucking fighting. So let's keep going.
They talk and judge a man, they have no clue what I'm capable till I show inside of me. No one that thought could be within. I told you, no, I'm not a loser. I'm a heart of a lion. Yeah.
Big, expansive music. It's almost like it's opening up his chest. Heart of a Lion.
I stay on the ground to the 25th hour, and I know to fight me is somewhere right deep within. I told you, no, I'll never let you drag me down the hill. At the end of the day, they lying. Yeah.
You can already tell that This is going to be one of those albums with plenty of songs that do grow over time and mean more over time. Some of these tracks aren't as immediate as Soundtrack to My Life or Simple As, and that's absolutely fine because you can kind of appreciate where we're going to be on the 5th, 6th, 7th, 10th, 50th listen. This is one of those tracks, definitely. I like the production of it. I don't love the melody of it right now, but I may go on to love it. You can see how this is a precursor to the true weirdness of Travis Scott. Like, there's a lot of those elements there, and he seems to have taken it basically to space, which I absolutely love. And obviously, this is early Cudi as well, but liking it a lot. Feel like I'm going to like it more going on. But right now, Soundtrack to My Life and Simple As, 10 out of 10 tracks. Okay, moving on to My World with Billy Craven. Don't know who Billy Craven is.
Hello. Yeah. Little homie in the room, in the room, boy on.
I feel like with this track, it's very, very much like almost a scrawled diary entry. There's bars that rhyme the same word at the end. There's stuff that's not quite as lyrically complex. It's very on the nose. I just like the fact that Cudi, Scott Muscudi, is using this as an artistic outlet for himself. You know, I can really relate because I am sure, like many of you guys out there, guys and girls out there, I really struggle to talk to people. Like, I've had a lot of stuff in my life that I bottle up and have done for years and still do. And I kind of decided to use these things as a chance to kind of get some stuff out there, talk about it, and maybe some people can relate to that. And maybe that's what Cudi's doing here. There's some very specific stuff with him, obviously about his father dying, things like that, like have those specific issues. But again, like, talk about a relatable guy. Talk about a guy that makes you feel like it's okay to have the thoughts that you might have, to feel like the way that you might feel, to know that there's somebody out there who has a certain level of fame, has a certain level of artistic, that's what I'm looking for, you know, artistic respect, not just artistic talent, but, you know, people admire him so much. And, like, quite frankly, like, looking at the guy, like, extremely handsome guy as well. Like, you look at that guy and you think, that guy's got everything you'd ever want. That guy's got everything together for himself. And yet here we are hearing about this sort of stuff almost like scribbled down in a notepad. I think that's so important. And from a personal point of view, I'm kind of trying, not that I'm saying no, I'm like that, but in terms of issues, I'm going to use this lens as my own therapy. I've said that before on an old video. And maybe some people out there can relate and go and help themselves with some of their issues. God knows I need to help myself. But the bottom line is, this is powerful stuff. It's really unusual to be listening to this in semi-public, as it were. There's nobody here watching me right now. But, you know, technically you are. Do you know what I mean? But, yeah, it's powerful stuff. I'm just going to go and keep going with the rest of the track.
No one to hang out with, talk that shit to, just my Brooklyn niggas. All I would wonder is, when will my time come? Had mad jobs and I lost them. To be on time when my stars align, when my soul was happy. I'm a rhyme and die, followed by a Lucy was the mill of grinders. If you knowing the truth, all you think about is that. This will be my world. I told you so. This will be my world. I told you so. And none of y'all had a clue about me.
Loved it. Okay, before it starts, heard Day and Night before, but the one that blew up in the UK, it was actually a #1 record in the UK, was the remix. And I got to be honest with you, the first time I heard it, well, it was overplayed. I really didn't like it. I didn't get who Kid Cudi was as an artist. I just thought he was another fucking dance DJ, because this is the only song I'd heard. It was just on the radio, and I didn't really like the remix version of it. His out of tune voice really bothered me back then. And then since I heard the slowed down version, and that actually turned me on to who Kid Cudi actually was. I say the slowed down version, the actual version, which we're about to hear now. Going to be interested to see what I think of it now, because I haven't heard this or the sped up version, which I believe is on here as well later, for years.
Day and night, I toss and turn, I keep stressing my mind. I look for peace,
Yeah,
but see
it's
I don't attain.
so much better than the dance
What I
version.
need for keys, this silly game we play. play. He's all alone through the day and night. The lonely loner seems to free his mind at night. At night, day and night. The lonely stoner seems to free his mind at night. He's all alone, some things will never change at night. He's all alone, some things will never change. The lonely loner seems to free his mind at night. At night, slow-mo. When the tempo slows up and creates that new. He's on the way to free his mind and search to free his mind and search.
I'll probably talk about it when the actual track comes on the album, the dance version of it, assuming it's the same one that blew up in the UK. I assume it is. The problem is so many tunes like that come out in the UK, and British people watching that will know it, and European as well, maybe in the States as well. But you're so used to just tuning out the lyrics and songs like that because they're always just about absolutely fucking nothing. And so you actually listen to the lyrics in this, and I don't even know if all the lyrics are included in the dance remix version. It's obviously a far more poignant and interesting track. It's a really unusual track. It reminds me more of like two-step garage in the way that it's produced as opposed to the dance remix version. And yeah, you just the Lonely Stoner. I swear that I either didn't even make the radio edit, or you didn't pick up on it. Whereas that you're really kind of understanding where he's coming from, especially at that age. Like, I mean, I would consider myself that back then. I haven't smoked for years and years and years, not since I was probably the age that he was when he made this. But still, it's such a better song like this. It's not my favourite of his, definitely not, but it's such a better song than the dance version. But then again, that might come in a minute and it might bang. I might like it. I don't think so, though. Interesting. Okay. Ooh, sounds good already. Okay, into Sky Might Fall. Definitely not heard this. Yeah.
And then you see him, gray clouds up above Maine, metaphor to my life, Maine. Still I feel my heart stronger than it's ever been. Strong will to my journey ends. Until then I roll more than I ever rolled. Not bills, but the married old. Come on, the sky might fall. The sky might fall, but I'm not worried at all. Hey, I let him know something. I let him know something. I let him know something.
This definitely reminds me of stuff off 808s and Heartbreak. The drums especially almost sound like they're directly from that or the other way around. Don't know what came out first. But yes, it's good. It's good.
I let him know something. You can listen up. I listen up. I listen up. I listen up. I'm up and away. Nah. No, I'm talking about hey.
Dude, I was just lost. I was lost in that track, to be honest. I forgot that I was even doing this. Awesome track. That's going to be one that gets better and better and better with every listen, that I can already tell. Yeah, just awesome track. Real, again, just living in that dissonance that Cudi seems to live in. Constantly the stress and anxiety of thinking two things at once, and kind of floating through the middle line of that. Extremely relatable, even as spit comes out my mouth. That's how excited I am. Okay, wow, only 9 tracks into a 19-track album. It's hard going. Into Intergalactic Love Connection Part 1, not Intergalactic by the Beasties.
Okay.
Alright.
Say you never done this before, and that's cool and all, but I want you to try this with me. That's cool. Don't worry. Get ready, pop it, let's go. Intergalactic, you and me. Intergalactic, you and me.
Yeah, the record needed to pick me up. I couldn't be that pace all the way through to the end because you would just end up like, it would be too depressing. So you definitely needed this pick me up. It's funky.
I say, get ready, pop it, let's go. Intergalactic, you and me. Intergalactic, you and me. Get ready, pop it, let's go. Intergalactic, you and me. Intergalactic, you and me. Gillespie, hey, I want to kiss you on your bitch, you keep me so moist like Thailand.
Into a live nightmare, which is it's an interesting title.
Every time the moon shines, I become alive. Yeah, I'm feeling stronger, more alert. I'm on the move. I smell her scent, and I know I will find her soon, soon, soon. The one that come real the same.
Dude, that guitar! This track is fucking awesome.
Nothing long, I'll be feasting on something brave. Ay, a sexy lady, na 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 na. Oh, na 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 na. I like to follow my instinct, blinded by the light, rather that than the evil. Feel another place in the room full of people, try and be the same, but you know you're not a sequel. Your fate will be whatever it shall be.
Fucking awesome track. Awesome track. I just loved it. Absolutely loved it. Absolute banger. I was expecting something hard and depressing with that name. Maybe going back in hearing it again, there's the lyrics always tinged with melancholy, always tinged with darkness.
Some figured I was Satan bound until I came back with a style I found. Then all of a sudden they fixed their faces, cause of who I know in the trail of places that I've stepped. How many niggas wanna hate cause I left? How could you blame me and my plan attack? Maybe you can get yourself a horse and carriage, then pimpin'. You can think about marriage until then, get it, then find yourself and let's begin. I'ma tell you how in a minute, I'ma show you how I be living. From a long time ago, a young nigga, he was timid. Now I'm zoned, see things so vivid. I'm a soul, now homie, not even. I'm a zone out till I lose feeling. Remember, I'ma be gone way past November. Even stay up there, floating, hoping I can find peace somewhere. In my mind, it sounds like
Dude, another amazing track. Another amazing track, and a real contrast from some of the stuff that's come before. Real contrast from the previous track, real contrast from the day and night and stuff like that. Soaring chorus, absolutely soaring. Love the violins coming in there. Making music that really belies his age. I'm gonna stop talking about age, it's boring.
So my vices, when the lights start flashing, I'll be zoning all alone in the place where my mind is going, filled with songs and no one's knowing. Lord, it feels like when I'm zoned, I'm feeling alright, I'm feeling alright, I'm feeling alright.
An amazing track.
I'll make it
Hold
say-
on. You could see that being on a highlights package at the end of a football match. You know what I mean? Like, that was like a pop record, but complex and interesting, soaring. Another cracking track. It's simple as that. There's another cracking track on there. I love the fact that he has these peaks and troughs in the album, in his personality, in his mood, in his mental, everything like that. Alright, oh man, I just seen Ye and Common on Make Us Say. Alright, I'm pumped for this one.
Poker face, poker face.
I make it say, what up? Me first. She wanna have whatever she like. She can if she bring her friend, and we can have one hell of a night. You're right. When it's said and done, she spit it up and swallow now. I ain't got a trip about the niggas who like her. Give me a mommy love.
It's such such a crazy beat with the Lady Gaga sample. It's just bizarre. But I couldn't physically love this anymore. It's everything I like all in one thing.
Yeah. When
Poker face, poker face.
I make it say, yeah. When hey, what you talking about, yeah. So that explain why I love college, getting brain in the library, cause I love knowledge. When you use your medulla oblongata and give me scoliosis until I comatosis and do it while I'm asleep, yeah, little osmosis. And that's my commandment, you ain't gotta ask Moses. More champagne, more toasts, more damn planes, more coasters, and fuck a bust the Benz. I make her say, she says she want whatever she like, but you gotta bring your friend, and we can have one hell of a night through the day. She blamed it on the alcohol. She had her head did it was bound to fall. Head right and get up on this conscious dick. I embody everything from the golly to the party. It's the way I was raised on the South Side Safari. So
Awesome. I mean, totally out of place. Totally out of place to have a song with that subject matter in the middle of this record, but at the same time, I like that. I like something that can be serious and contemplative and difficult, and also something that has humour in it as well. That's everything I've ever tried to create. So that's me, to be honest. Right, little guest appearance there. But keep going. Pursuit of Happiness. Obviously heard this before. Go and check out a reaction over on Rock Reacts. If I remember, I'll put a card up there to go and check it out. We'll probably forget though.
I'll be good. I'm on the pursuit of happiness.
Yeah, awesome track. Like I say, if you want to see the proper full reaction to that track, go and check it out on Rock Reacts. But yeah, really like that song. Heard it many times now. So moving on to Higher. I said it was Hyper. It's actually Higher with Chip the Ripper. Again, I don't know who Chip the Ripper is. Check this one out. This is one long album. You can tell I've actually listened to 2 parts. Might be able to tell by the lighting. But yeah, moving on. I can't believe there's still 7 tracks left. Jesus.
This is Easy Sunday morning, and we're right here on a beautiful morning in Cleveland, Ohio.
Me be so gone. I so low that a nigga gotta throw his lokes on. Wonder what them folks on. That's what they be asking. Dumb kush we smoke on. Smell it when a nigga passing. We get into the cash and you can see a nigga shining. I'm up all the time, I'm up on the grind. So we've been pulling the blow, we'll be fine. Just wanna feel fine.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds cool, this track, but I'm not loving it, to be honest. It might be a grower, but yeah, it feels a little bit out of place. Again, but not in as cool a way as Make Her Say. But it's fine. It's just, it feels like Skip Central.
We outside, become my mama in the house. Pub pass with your bitch ass. Back in high school, smoke weed when I cut class, and now I'm an addict.
Yeah. Ooh, I hear guitar. Yeah, it was alright. Cudi's flow is lovely over the end of that track. Maybe a grower. It's alright. Could have done without, but that's probably the weakest track on the album so far for me, but it was still fine. Okay, up and away, and I heard a jangly guitar.
Now when the sun come up, I'll be there to say what up in the morning. Brush my teeth, find that clip I've been looking for since last night. I feel so caught up, perfectly at peace, so I move along a bit higher. I'll be up and away, cause they go.
Just an indie rock song. Yeah, man, that's cool. It sounds like it was from like 2005ish, and I was definitely listening to a lot of music like this back then. So I'm always going to be up for that. I know he's done at least 1 rock album or 2 rock albums. I don't know, and I know the song "Raise Me" very well, which sounds a lot like Weezer. I love the fact he has that rock influence as well.
City grinding, man, stay afloat. The kids hope I never let a motherfucker break me, dog. Who gives a fuck if a nigga don't like your steez? Tell them buzz off you and you tease. We don't care what people say.
So it's pretty cool because I don't ever remember hearing an indie rock song like this that has bars as the verses, like genuine flow and bars. So it's cool. Again, Cudi stuff, especially back then, seeming so on the nose, so literal, so specific quite often, with the old metaphor thrown in there, which is actually kind of different to a lot of this style of music. So yeah, it's a nice contrast there, nice contradiction almost, juxtaposition. But I like this. Yeah, I like this track. Coldplay. Okay.
The end is never the end. A new challenge awaits. A test no man could be prepared for. A new hell he must conquer and destroy.
So that was cool. It was kind of video gamey at the end there. And I like that track. Again, if I was to put it up against indie rock greats, it wouldn't really stand the test of time. But I just like the fact that he's really just being his authentic self, and he's obviously influenced by lots of different types of music and wanted to make a track in that way. And the fact that there was flowing bars and proper actually rapping in it made it sound different. Chorus, yeah, it was alright. It was okay, but I like the fact, and I like the fact it exists. And then here we are with that weird bit at the end, and then into the Day and Night Crookers remix. Now, when I see a remix in an album, I don't know if I've got a bonus edition with extra songs. I don't know, but I'm going to do all 19 tracks that I've got here on Spotify. That's what's going to happen. Yeah, I mean, this is a long remix. I don't know if I'll listen to the whole thing. If it's the same one that was number one in the UK, I don't like it, but I'll probably like it more now I know more about Cudi.
What I need for keeps this silly game we play. Now look at this.
That's what I hate about it. That fire alarm sound. Oh, it's a killer. It's a killer.
At night.
It just reminds me of being in places that I never wanted to be. I'm good for that track, to be honest. Moving on from that, just gonna pretend that didn't exist. Into the final stretch, final 3 tracks, and it's TGIF. I'm assuming Thank God It's Friday with Chip the Ripper.
Who ain't the average niggas, they just wanna see why all their girlfriends be wanting pictures. I be flyed in 100 nats, worth 100 stack.
Homie, more or less, I gotta thank God I'm fine. I'll rearrange faces when I drop. I'm super duper Cudi, candy paint the rag top. I'm the only nigga that can watch the sun and don't go blind. She fine as she wanna be, but she wanna check dog. I'm living life, dog. What about you?
Yeah, Cudi's verse was fire there. I don't like this hook.
Cleveland style.
Alright, that was alright. Again, felt like one I'd probably skip. Yeah, last 2 tracks. Higher, Day and Night, TGF. Oh, last 4 tracks. Not as good. Up and Away is okay. Okay, this is called Man on the Moon, the name of the album, so I'm hoping it's going to be good. And then we've got one more track after this. Okay, Man on the Moon. Let's go.
And I ain't human like I came in from above. Feeling like an airplane in the sky. But then they say I'm crazy. They got me thinking I ain't human like I came in from above. I'm up on the moon.
It's like I would play all my stuff for everybody, you know, and all my people give me feedback, you know. And
so I just had a quick look there, went through Spotify and realised that this is a track on his previous first album. So I'm guessing these are bonus tracks. I'm not too sure when the album actually ends or whatever. Like I said, I'm going to do them anyway. I like this track. Feels demo-ish. It's cool. I like the vibe of it. I like the lyrics. Similar subject matter to the rest of the album, to be honest, obviously, given the name of the album. But yeah, here we go. It's still an awesome record.
I got the last laugh, nigga. I be that man on the moon. I'm that man on the moon.
Nice song. Really like the high. I guess it's an organ or something like that. Just the keys, very nice. Okay, into the final track then, Is There Any Love? Featuring the man himself, Wale. In my opinion, and I'm fairly new to this, new to being completely inside hip hop anyway, but probably the most underrated guy out there as far as I know. Like, I wasn't listening heavily back then, so fair enough. People have different thoughts, but right now, for me, not enough people talk about how good he is.
Dream that I lived twice. Once as a slave who imagined being free and made it all happen for his family and his seed. And now me, you can call me Mr. Friendly.
Hater, that music is greater, stupid nigga, bring your face up. I'm surprised, the pride from attention, the pride of the district arrived, so they listening. From where gorillas territorial from inches. They all
This is okay, but I just don't. I mean, like I'm guessing, I'm assuming some sort of bonus track, or I just don't really get it. It doesn't fit at all. Whatever.
So what to say about my watch? To y'all minds, I'm like a UK clock.
Wasn't no love for a nigga in the smug. Sipping out a cup, picking cock shit for cruising. High off life, my nigga not even. In this world.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know why that was on there. Again, I'm going to assume that the album properly finishes after Up and Away, and if so, I just loved it, dude. Just loved it. Like, standout tracks. Let's go through. Let us go through them. Soundtrack to My Life, stunning. Simple as stunning. Yeah, Solodolo was good. Heart of a Lion was good. My World was good. Day and Night was excellent. Live Nightmare excellent. Cudi Zone excellent. Make a Say great. And obviously Pursuit of Happiness is superb as well. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all how much I enjoyed that. Would I put it as high? No, I think I was going to say, would I put it on the same level as Radio? Not for me. That really took me somewhere. Whereas Cudi, there's a couple of tracks. Certainly Soundtrack to My Life actually choked me up a little bit, but I don't feel it quite hit that level the whole way through. Again, it's going to benefit from repeated listens, and also the Travis Scott album, I don't even know why I'm comparing them, there's no real point, but that does so much. It constantly plays with your expectations and twists so much that there's just so much to get involved with, whereas it's a simpler record, but you can absolutely understand how Travis Scott was so inspired by Cudi, and I just want to hear more of his stuff. In fact, I want to hear all of his stuff, and I probably do, depending on how many people will like this and the views and all that sort of stuff, probably do a bunch, if not all of it, on here, because it's just good content and it's a good fun thing to do. So I guess that about wraps it up. This recording session was 2 hours, so you wonder why me and Simon don't do full album reviews on Rock Reacts. It's because this took 2 hours to record. It's going to take forever to edit as well. If we did that on Rock Reacts, we'd never get any videos done. But anyway, that's why we're doing it here. That's why he's doing it over on his channel. So awesome. Kid Cudi done. Man in the Moon done. Insanely long. But really enjoyed it. Let me know where I'm going next, okay? I'll probably put a poll out, pick about 2 or 3 of the biggest suggestions, and put a poll out later in the week up on the community tab, so you guys can kind of direct me in the next directions. And we will, obviously, I will be doing the Kendrick and the Cole marathons. We're not entirely too sure if we're going to divvy them up between me and Simon and do one each and then flip it. We don't exactly know how we're going to do it, but they're coming. But I'd imagine once we hit a certain sub-milestone on this channel, we can launch straight into one of those 2 artists. I'm thinking maybe 50k subs on the channel, okay? So let everybody know Prophet's going to do it when it hits that number. Right now we're at like 17, but I'm hoping when these start going again, the full albums, that'll start racking up with the Rock Reacts crew and every other people as well, and bring it all into the ecosystem. Anyway, if you're still here, well done. Well done for hanging on to the journey. Leave a comment down below that you made it, to say I made it. Something like that, just so I know who's the real G's that hung in there all the way to the end. Thank you very, very much for watching. It's crazy that people want to watch me do this, but I absolutely love it. And I will catch you on the next video. His channel is going, I'm going to be the man on the moon, because his channel is going to the moon in 2019, and Rock Reacts is going to the fucking sun. Alright, peace!